Hi. I know that finding local legislation, regulation, and general product compliance for local countries in the developing markets can sometimes be a pain in the neck. And then being compliant to those regulations that you can't find can even be a harder challenge. Now, in this video, I want to just encourage you to not give up, to look for the local legislation and to continue in this journey. And to support you along the way, I will be giving you some pointers and some steps that we take at BlueBlox in order to find legislation and to potentially just help you and guide you in your way of finding yours. Looking forward to this discussion. Okay, if the legislation of the country is not easily available, I would first just narrow it down in order to determine what do I know about this country. So I will double check, is this country a signatory of GATT? Because if they are a signatory of GATT, then I will know already what level of legislation they either did incorporate or should incorporate or potentially is interested to incorporate in their legislation. Second thing that I would double check is which memberships do they have? Are they a member of the WTO? Are they a member of the WTO? And have they already signed the trade facilitation agreement? So that would give me a good idea of what legislation, what policies are they interested in. That would give me as a trader a lot of ideas as to how to approach them, how far are they development, and what then to do in order to find legislation. Then after I've done that, I will as well go to the World Bank. The World Bank website is incredible. It actually provides a lot of information on the transparency figures. And in 2016, the World Bank did a world survey of providing information of interviews with the local governments. In their survey, it actually provides the points of reference for local legislation. It provides the point of reference where the governments are saying their local legislation is, and therefore it would point you in the right direction if the local legislation is there. That's point number 3. Now, if you can't then find the local legislation, then I would go to the local customs websites. I will go and determine what the local customs websites, and I will follow my normal suite that I do. I will look at the local customs website, I will go to the local Ministry of Finance website and the local regulatory website and see if any one of these authorities potentially do list or do provide their information on the web. Now, all of this steps is then ultimately to see if you can get your hands on some local legislation, local regulation. If you still feel like you're in the midst of that and it still does not provide you with the answers, some good ways to find the legislation is to be in contact with your Chamber of Commerce, the local Chamber of Commerce, and reach out to them. Potentially they can provide you with local legislation. And if all else fails, as a last resort or as a first resort, you're more than welcome to reach out to BlueBlox, as we have gone through this process for so many countries and are able to advise you and provide you with the information that you might be of need of and help you with the solution through the interpretation of the legislation. All the best on your journey in finding legislation that is not easily available.